Der er lige someone just drove by when I was talking about how there has been a psycho in here breaking the glass in the frames with the pictures of my children. Is that what you promote, all you psychos? Do you want people like that to have a lot of success, big cars and a lot of money, to make it a sadistic, pedophile society? Because they are very proud driving by. They can hear everything I'm saying here. Then you can call me crazy, but that's not true. They are driving by when they can hear that I talk about my children and pedophiles to show me that they did it. They went in here to break the glass in that frame. They've been in here, they doped me for 24 hours where I've been lying here sleeping, and they put a lot of electrical devices in all the electrical, I don't know what it's called, to make me get a big bill from the electricity company, to make me now owe them 8,000 kroner for 1 month. That's what you pay for a whole year to get electricity in a big house. Or they made me pay for their electricity at home, where they have fun because my children are living with a violent alcoholic. I will never forget that police officer who came to my house when I lived in Grænsted, whose nose was red, like he'd been drinking a lot, like as if he was an alcoholic, and that young girl who was there with him, and some doctor to see if they could send me to hospital because of high metabolism. But she said they could not. And I called the police, I think half a year before, because I was buying a nunchaku. That's something you use in karate and something like that. And I asked the police, can I order a nunchaku just for some, like in a circus? Because I got one when I was a child, when I was 15, and I learned how to use it by some people from Copenhagen who moved to the town where I come from. And they said, well, that I could do that. That was not illegal. So I did. And while the police was there, I showed them, because they wanted to see me use that nunchaku. So I did. And the doctor said, oh, she was afraid that I was going to hit her. And I said, well, I'm more afraid I'm going to get hurt myself, because I'm not that good at using a nunchaku, and it's not a weapon, like I told the police. So, and it's not illegal to have a nunchaku. People use it in karate, and they also told me that it was okay to order it. Of course, I check something like that before I do it, because I don't want to do anything illegal. But his nose was red, and he was sitting there in the couch looking like he was drunk, or that he had been drinking the night before. I've never seen police officers look like that before. And there were 2 police officers, young men, one a bald guy, and or more than the 2 of them, harassing me, stalking me. No matter where I went, they went after me. It was very, because I had a case at that time in court, because I want to get my children back, because they would have a better life living with me. because I'm used to working with children and I know what I'm doing. And so said the therapist who came to make the investigation before the court. Uh, she said, I understand what you're doing, but it's not that difficult. She could just check Onkel og Tante, where I used to work, how they work with children. And of course, it was not a role we were playing when I worked there, and the others were not playing roles, but we were ourselves, which is not always the case in kindergartens. Or they forget about pedagogy and they just do what they feel is what their parents did when they were children, setting strict boundaries. But that's not how it should be. Not according to when I studied pedagogy at the half a year. But I think it's so crazy that I have reported that people have let themselves in here. Now they have stolen the key to this place, and it's I don't understand why the police. When they stopped me the other day, I talked to them about all these things and about the corruption, and I told them that I'm going to defend myself if they keep being corrupt and if they try to hurt me or do anything to harm me or my children. Then I'm going to defend myself as if they were, or because then they are criminals. And I have the right to do that, because then it's like a civil war with the police involved in that. And that's dangerous for my children's safety and security, and for mine. And we belong together because I'm a good mother. And there's not anyone who can convince me that they think that I'm not, and then make me believe that, because I know that I am. And they know in Vejle, because I'm used to working with children there. They are inspired by Onkel and Tante. They called their institutions are named after that. It's that's how it is. They are inspired by Onkel and Tante, and then they try to make me look like I'm that my children should not benefit from living with me. But of course they do not. They don't benefit from living with a violent alcoholic. It's obvious, it's so easy to understand, even if you're I think retarded people, I don't think that's a word you would use, but people who have low IQ would understand better than people who think they are clever and who have a lot of authority in Denmark, and who is in charge in some kind of authority position. I think it's easy to understand that